Red bricks rise through morning mist. Twin bell towers standing in the Saigon sun. French colonial memory carved in stone, where prayers have echoed for 100 years. Cochinchina morning, 1863. The first stone lay beside the Saigon River. Missionaries' vision under tropical sky. Stained glass windows from a distant land. Notre-Dame to Saigon, hear the bells ring. Cathedral Square, lovers walk hand in hand. Pigeons lift off as the morning light grows. I stand beneath your ancient walls and hear the colonial whispers in the stone. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, red brick heart of Saigon. Two towers reaching for the sky. You hold 100 years of prison inside. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, in every bell I hear my home. The cathedral stands through war and time, a mother watching over Saigon. Ooh, Notre-Dame. Ooh, bells ring out. Statues of the Virgin look down on the square. Garden path where brides in white have walked. I light a candle for the city I love, for Saigon children running past your doors. Notre-Dame to Saigon, in peace you stand. Sunday mass in Vietnamese tongues, the pipe organ playing Ave Maria. The faithful kneel on wooden pews while Saigon traffic hums outside your gates. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, red brick heart of Saigon. Two towers reaching for the sky. You hold 100 years of prayers inside. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, in every bell I hear my home. The cathedral stands through war and time, a mother watching over Saigon. Soft piano, distant bell. The bells, the bells, the bells keep ringing. After all these years, through French rule and American war, through reunification's bitter years, you never closed your sacred doors, a witness to the city's every tear. Notre-Dame, we still believe. Your red bricks hold our history. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, red brick heart of Saigon. Two towers reaching for the sky. You hold 100 years of prayers inside. Notre-Dame, Notre-Dame, in every bell I hear my home. The cathedral stands through war and time, a mother watching over Saigon. Sustained to Saigon morning, red brick, eternal.
Eiffel's iron and tropical sun. Letters in 100 languages. The grand hall of the post office echoes with a century of mail. 1886, the Frenchman designed a grand hall where east and west collide. Vaulted ceilings, ornate ironwork, the map of Cochinchina on the wall. A century of love, letters sent. Marble floors polished by 1,000,000 feet. Old men queuing for their pension. A postcard from the past in the busiest place in Saigon. Central Post Office, hear my letter. Eiffel's masterpiece still standing. From every corner of the country, I send my love through Saigon. Central Post Office, send my words across the rivers, mountains, valleys. 100 years of paper and ink. The heart of Vietnamese correspondence. Stamp and send. Stamp and send. The postman knows the way. Mother writes to son in distant Hanoi. Daughter sends her love to America. Grandfather's letter never sent. A romance preserved in faded ink. The post office holds our history. Wooden telephone booths from another age. Stamps from every country of the world. Tourists photograph the curved arches while locals send their daily mail. Central Post Office, hear my letter. Eiffel's masterpiece still standing. From every corner of the country, I send my love through Saigon. Central Post Office, send my words across the rivers, mountains, valleys. 100 years of paper and ink, the heart of Vietnamese correspondence. Sparse piano, ticking clock. 100 years of letters, some delivered, some lost, all remembered. Before email, before the telephone, this was the only way to say I love you. The post office stood like a beacon in the heart of old Saigon, sending hope across the country through ink and paper dreams. Central Post Office, hear my letter. Eiffel's masterpiece still standing. From every corner of the country, I send my love through Saigon. Central Post Office, send my words across the rivers, mountains, valleys. 100 years of paper and ink, the heart of Vietnamese correspondence. The last letter goes out today. The post office doors close at 6. Eiffel, your Saigon masterpiece still stands, still remembers.
Tank treads on the Iron Gate, April morning, 1975. The war is over, the war is over. Reunification, Palace stands silent. Concrete brutalism, mid-century modern, built in 1962. 100 rooms of presidential power, helipad on the rooftop, watching for the helicopters that never came. Confetti from the balcony, golf course, movie theater, war room. The president's daily life inside the strange and silent monument. Reunification Palace, what have you seen? The war that shaped a nation, so your gates fell open to the tanks, and Vietnam became one country. Reunification Palace, you remember every bomb that fell on Saigon. Your walls still echo with the past, a house divided, now made whole. Ooh, the war is over. Ooh, the war is done. Presidential bedroom frozen in time. Wine cellar, secret escape tunnels. The map room where the war was tracked. Every artifact preserved like a tomb. A country frozen in 1975. Tour buses arrive from all over Asia. Vietnamese children looking at old photographs. Their grandparents fought in this war. The history lessons on these silent walls. Reunification Palace, what have you seen? The war that shaped a nation, so your gates fell open to the tanks, and Vietnam became one country. Reunification Palace, you remember every bomb that fell on Saigon. Your walls still echo with the past, a house divided, now made whole. Star streams, distant memory. The tanks came through at 11:30 and the war was over. Some say it should have been destroyed, a monument to a divided past, but Saigon kept you standing, a reminder of what we survived. Palace of reunification, where the country finally became one. April 30th, 1975, the day the war finally ended. Reunification Palace, what have you seen? The war that shaped a nation, so your gates fell open to the tanks, and Vietnam became one country. Reunification Palace, you remember every bomb that fell on Saigon. Your walls still echo with the past, a house divided, now made whole. The Iron Gate still bears the marks of that historic day. April 30th, 1975.
Helipad designing glass and steel, 68 floors of Vietnamese ambition. By Texco Tower, modern Saigon, a new century rising in the south. 2010, the tower opened, looking down on French colonial rooftops. A symbol of ACMC's transformation from war zone to economic tiger. Saigon now reaches for the sky. LED lights changing colors at night. Helipad jutting from the 52nd floor. The observation deck at sunset, looking out across the Saigon River. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. The future of Vietnam shines so bright. From war to prosperity we rise. Saigon, you are the new Asia. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. 68 floors of dreams standing tall above the Mekong Delta, a beacon for the southern capital. Lights go up, lights go down. Saigon never sleeps tonight. Foreign companies, modern offices, coffee shops on the ground floor. Vietnamese youth in business suits, the next generation of Saigon, looking out from glass and steel. Traffic flows below like blood cells, motorbikes streaming through arteries. The city that never stops growing, building, reaching higher. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. The future of Vietnam shines so bright. From war to prosperity we rise. Saigon, you are the new Asia. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. 68 floors of dreams standing tall above the Mekong Delta, a beacon for the southern capital. War-torn city of 2 million to a megacity of 9 million. From rice paddies to skyscrapers, by Texco you are our pride. The new Vienna's identity, reaching for the stars. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. The future of Vietnam shines so bright. From war to prosperity we rise. Saigon, you are the new Asia. By Texco Tower, lights of Saigon. 68 floors of dreams standing tall above the Mekong Delta, a beacon for the southern capital. The lights fade, Saigon keeps dreaming. By Texco stands, a tower of hope. 250 kilometers of tunnels, carved by hand through clay and stone. A city beneath the jungle where an entire army learned to live. Cookie District jungle floor, Vietnamese soldiers digging in the dark,
Viet Cong fighters,
farmers by day, tunnel engineers by night. Their secret world beneath the bombs.
American B-52s overhead,
The earth shaking with each bomb, but down below the tunnels held up people who refused to break. Coochie tunnels, underground city, where the Vietnamese spirit lived. 250 kilometers of resistance, a nation carved from clay and will. Coochie tunnels beneath the bombs, the world forgot you were there. Hospitals, kitchens, meeting rooms, an entire war hidden underground. Dig, dig, dig deeper, dig deeper. They cannot find us here.
booby traps of bamboo spikes, hidden doors disguised as termite mounds, air shafts breathing through the jungle, smoke from cooking fires drifting up. The Americans searched for years, but never found the network hole.
Women fighters, men and teenagers, living months without seeing sun, reading by candlelight in the dark, writing letters to families above. Coochie tunnels, underground city, where the Vietnamese spirit lived. 250 kilometers of resistance, a nation carved from clay and will. Coochie tunnels beneath the bombs, the world forgot you were there. Hospitals, kitchens, meeting rooms, an entire war hidden underground.
Dig deeper, they cannot find us here.
Booby traps of bamboo spikes,
Hidden doors disguised as termite mounds,
air shafts breathing through the jungle, smoke from cooking fires drifting up.
The tunnels of Cu Chi
are the veins of Vietnam,
carrying blood, carrying hope, carrying the future of a nation.
Cu Chi tunnels, underground city, where the Vietnamese spirit lived. 250 kilometers of resistance, a nation carved from clay and will. Cu Chi tunnels beneath the bombs, the world forgot you were there. Hospitals, kitchens, meeting rooms, an entire war hidden underground. Now tourists walk the tunnels, smaller and wider for visitors, but the real tunnels remain, the real heroes remain beneath the jungle of Cu Chi.
Beaux-Arts columns in the southern sun, a manicured Paris opera house, 1900 French grand design. Saigon Opera House standing proud, designed by French architects for the colonial elite of Cochinchina. 2,000 seats of velvet and gold, a stage for European opera and later Vietnamese arts reborn. Carrara marble and Florentine tiles, bronze statues of Greek muses, a palace of high culture in the heart of tropical Saigon. Saigon Opera House, where art leaves a century of performance, since from Aida to Vietnamese ballet. You hold our culture in your walls. Saigon Opera House, French colonial dream, but now a Vietnamese treasure. Music and dance and poetry, the soul of southern Vietnam. Sing, Saigon, sing, your opera echoes through the years. The grand foyer with its dome, couples taking wedding photographs, dancers practicing in the morning, the next generation of performers carrying on the artistic tradition. Tour buses stop to admire the elaborate Beaux-Arts facade at night. The opera house glows, a jewel in the District 1 crowd. Saigon Opera House, where art leaves a century of performance, and from Aida to Vietnamese ballet. You hold our culture in your walls. Saigon Opera House, French colonial dream, but now a Vietnamese treasure. Music and dance and poetry, the soul of southern Vietnam. Soft strings building emotion, 100 years of music inside these walls. In the war, the opera house survived, bombs falling all around District 1, but the French columns held their ground, a symbol of civilization in a city torn apart by war. Now restored, now alive again, Vietnamese opera, Vietnamese pride, performing on a French colonial stage. Saigon Opera House, where art leaves a century of performance, since from Aida to Vietnamese ballet. You hold our culture in your walls. Saigon Opera House, French colonial dream, but now a Vietnamese treasure. Music and dance and poetry, the soul of southern Vietnam. The curtain falls, the applause fades, but the opera house stands ready for the next performance, Saigon's gift to the world.
"1975, April dawn, helicopters on the American embassy. The end is coming, the end is here. Saigon is falling, Saigon is falling. Years of war, years of waiting, the North Vietnamese army advancing. Pleiku, Ban Mi Thuột, Xuan Loc, city after city falling. The final offensive had begun. Panic on the streets of Saigon, people trying to flee any way they could. The last American helicopters taking off from the embassy roof. April 30th, the day Saigon fell, tanks crashed through the palace gates. The war was over, the war was done, Vietnam became one country. April 30th, we still remember the day the world changed forever. Fall of Saigon, fall of Saigon, a new Vietnam was born. Falling, falling, Saigon falls, a nation reborn. South Vietnamese soldiers surrendering, officers removing their uniforms, civilians crowding the embassy gates, American Marines pushing them back the desperate final hours. Some made it out, some did not, boats sinking in the South China Sea, a country of refugees starting over in strange new lands. April 30th, the day Saigon fell, tanks crashed through the palace gates. The war was over, the war was done, Vietnam became one country. April 30th, we still remember the day the world changed forever. Fall of Saigon, fall of Saigon, a new Vietnam was born. Heavy drums building tension, the flag comes down, the new flag goes up, Saigon is no more. Ho Chi Minh City begins. My father fought in this war, my mother fled with the refugees, my uncle stayed and was re-educated. Every Vietnamese family has this story. April 30th, 1975, the day the country was reunified. But at what cost, but at what cost? A generation lost to war. April 30th, the day Saigon fell, tanks crashed through the palace gates. The war was over, the war was done, Vietnam became one country. April 30th, we still remember the day the world changed forever. Fall of Saigon, fall of Saigon, a new Vietnam was born. Saigon is no more, Ho Chi Minh City lives on. April 30th, we remember.
Baguettes and jasmine rice. The French left their marks on Saigon. Cathedrals, boulevards, bakeries, a century of colonial memory. 1862, the French arrived. Treaty of Saigon, the beginning. Cochinchina became a colony. Plantations of rubber and rice, the city shaped by European hands. Wide boulevards like Paris, tree-lined avenues for afternoon walks. French citizens strolling the Rue Catanat, now Donkoy Street. The names change, but the bones remain. French colonial echoes in Saigon, cathedral spires, French bakeries, the language of Molière in the south, a romance with the mother country. French colonial echoes in Saigon, 100 years of European influence, now blended with vegan miso. The French left, but their spirit stays. Ooh la la. Saigon style, Vietnamese French fusion. The grand hotels, the elegant restaurants, continental breakfast with vegan meats, coffee by me. A French baguette reborn with pork and pâté and pickled vegetables. The colonial legacy on a plate. Notre-Dame, Central Post Office, Opera House, City Hall, all built by French architects for a tropical Paris that never quite became Paris. French colonial echoes in Saigon, cathedral spires, French bakeries, the language of Molière in the south, the romance with the mother country. French colonial echoes in Saigon, 100 years of European influence, now blended with vegan miso. The French left, but their spirit stays. Soft garden, French waltz feel. Under the tamarind trees, the French still whisper. Some hate the colonial past, some celebrate the architecture, some just enjoy the croissants and the coffee with condensed milk. A complicated legacy, a veganese French identity that makes Saigon unique in all of Southeast Asia. French colonial echoes in Saigon, cathedral spires, French bakeries, the language of Molière in the south, the romance with the mother country. French colonial echoes in Saigon, 100 years of European influence, now blended with vegan miso. The French left, but their spirit stays. Soft garden, tamarind trees and French bread, Vietnamese soul. Saigon. Saigon.
Tet. The Lunar New Year. 1968. the Viet Cong attacked every city. At once. At once. Simultaneously. The war would never be the same.
January 30th, 1968, the Tet holiday supposed to be peaceful. Viet Cong fighters emerged from hiding, attacking the American embassy in Saigon. The old imperial capital fell, the entire country erupted. Television cameras caught it all, the American public watched in horror. Walter Cronkite declared the war unwinnable. LBJ's presidency crumbled, Tet changed everything. Settled since of 1968, the turning point of the Vietnam War. A tactical defeat, a strategic victory. The Viet Cong showed they could fight anywhere. Settled since of 1968, hundreds of cities attacked at once. The American people lost their will, and the war's end was set in motion.
Boom, boom, boom. Tet explodes. A new year, a new war.
The Battle of Hue lasted 26 days. Old imperial tombs, ancient temples destroyed street by street. Civilian casualties, mass graves the communists discovered and executed. Saigon's embassy attack was repelled, but the image of Viet Cong on the grounds was devastating for American morale. The war could come to their own buildings. Settled since of 1968, the turning point of the Vietnam War. A tactical defeat, a strategic victory. The Viet Cong showed they could fight anywhere. Settled since of 1968, hundreds of cities attacked at once. The American people lost their will, and the war's end was set in motion.
Military drums, building intensity. Tet, the year of the monkey, year of blood.
The communists paid a terrible price. Tens of thousands of their fighters died. The Viet Cong never recovered as a force, but the psychological blow was decisive. America saw the war was unwinnable. The draft continued, the protest grew. Nixon would be elected on a secret plan to win the war eventually. Tet Offensive changed history. Tet Offensive 1968, the turning point of the Vietnam War. A tactical defeat, a strategic victory. The Viet Cong showed they could fight anywhere. Tet Offensive 1968, hundreds of cities attacked at once. The American people lost their will, and the war's end was set in motion. Tet!
The new year, year of the monkey. 1968, the war turned.
Saigon was the name for 300 years. Then the war ended and the city was renamed Ho Chi Minh City. 1700 years old, the Vietnamese name was Gia-Drazine. Then the French came and called it Saigon, the southern capital of Cochinchina, a name carried through centuries. After the war, the new government wanted to honor the revolutionary Ho Chi Minh, the father of the nation. His name would grace the southern capital, the city that resisted the Americans. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City, but the soul of Saigon remains. You can rename a city, but you cannot rename its heart. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City. The street signs changed, the official maps changed, but the people still whisper Saigon. The old name lives in our hearts. Saigon, Saigon, the name we still whisper. Ho Chi Minh, born ringing Singkong, a revolutionary who traveled the world, working in kitchens, organizing abroad, finally returning to lead his people to independence, to unification. He never lived to see the final victory. He died in 1969, 6 years before Saigon fell. But his name was given to the city, the prize of his revolution. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City, but the soul of Saigon remains. You can rename a city, but you cannot rename its heart. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City. The street signs changed, the official maps changed, but the people still whisper Saigon. The old name lives in our hearts. Saigon, Saigon and Mayberg. Two names, one city, a divided identity. Some Southerners resent the change. They say the North imposed their hero, but the name Ho Chi Minh City belongs to all Vietnamese now. A national capital, a southern city, renamed but not forgotten. The old Saigon still exists in coffee shops and family conversations. The city of the South carries two names, like a person with two souls. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City, but the soul of Saigon remains. You can rename a city, but you cannot rename its heart. Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City. The street signs changed, the official maps changed, but the people still whisper Saigon. The old name lives in our hearts. Ho Chi Minh City, officially Saigon in our hearts. One city, two names, forever Vietnam.
Ben Thanh Market,
100 years old,
south gate of old Saigon, where the city comes to shop and the city comes to eat.
1912, the market was built by the Hui Ban Ho Company. 4 gates facing 4 directions, a symbol of Saigon commerce. The southern capital's living heart.
Tourists come for the lacquerware, locals come for the daily vegetables. The wholesale market opens at 4 a.m. Vendors haggling over fish and rice, the rhythm of Saigon commerce.
Ben Thanh Market, Saigon heartbeat, where east and west and north all meet. Bon Bo and Crum Tum at the food court, souvenirs from every province. Ben Thanh Market, 100 years strong, the southern gate of Vietnam. A century of commerce and community, the market that never sleeps. Bargain, bargain, Saigon style, the art of the deal.
The clock tower at the south gate, meeting point for everyone.
Under the clock, lovers meet,
Friends gather, deals are made. The eternal Saigon rendezvous.
T-shirts printed with Vietnamese flags, lacquer boxes and silk scarves, coffee beans and dried fruits, the aroma of Vietnamese food drifting through the market halls. Ben Thanh Market, Saigon heartbeat, where east and west and north all meet. Bun Bao and Crum Tum at the food court, souvenirs from every province. Ben Thanh Market, 100 years strong, the southern gate of Vietnam. A century of commerce and community, the market that never sleeps.
Haggling voices, motorbike horns, the music of Ben Thanh.
At night the market transforms, the surrounding streets become night market. Beer and seafood on plastic stools.
Tourists and locals mixing, the market is for everyone.
By day, the official market, by night the unofficial party. Ben Thanh, you are Saigon, the southern gate always open. Ben Thanh Market, Saigon heartbeat, where east and west and north all meet. Bun Bo and Crum Tum at the food court, souvenirs from every province. Ben Thanh Market, 100 years strong, the southern gate of Vietnam. A century of commerce and community, the market that never sleeps.
Meet me under the clock tower.
Ben Thanh, the southern gate of Saigon. Steam rising in the morning, beef bones simmering all night. Pho, the national dish of Vietnam, a bowl of comfort in Saigon. 5 a.m. The pho vendor opens, galvanized pots, wooden stools. The broth has been cooking for hours. Star anise, ginger, charred onion, the secret of Vietnamese cooking. Rice noodles blanched in hot water, sliced beef or chicken, thin as paper. Fresh herbs, beans, sprouts, lime, sriracha and hoisin on the side. The ritual begins. Pho for breakfast, pho for the soul, the first meal of the Saigon day. Slurping noodles, sipping broth, a Vietnamese morning prayer. Pho for breakfast, pho for the heart, the dish that defines our country. A bowl of pho in Saigon is a bowl of home. Slurp, slurp, the morning sound, a national symphony. Construction workers, office ladies, tourists and students, side by side. Everyone eats pho in the morning, no class distinction at the pho stand. The great Vietnamese equalizer. The faux vendor knows his regulars, adds extra herbs for the teacher, extra chili for the worker, extra noodles for the student, a bowl of pho, a bowl of love. Pho for breakfast, pho for the soul, the first meal of the Saigon day. Slurping noodles, sipping broth, a Vietnamese morning prayer. Pho for breakfast, pho for the heart, the dish that defines our country, a bowl of pho in Saigon is a bowl of home. A soft, screeching guitar, steam sounds, the morning broth, the morning ritual, the morning prayer. Pho bo, pho gap, northern style, southern style. Each family has their recipe, passed down through generations. The bowl that warms the stomach and the heart, from Hanoi to Saigon. Pho is the national soul. Pho for breakfast, pho for the soul, the first meal of the Saigon day. Slurping noodles, sipping broth, a Vietnamese morning prayer. Pho for breakfast, pho for the heart, the dish that defines our country, a bowl of pho in Saigon is a bowl of home. A final sip of broth, a morning completed. Pho.
Crusty French baguette, Vietnamese fillings, the sandwich that conquered the world. Banh mi, banh mi, banh mi. A baguette from the French colonial era, filled with Vietnamese soul, pork belly, pate, pickled vegetables, cilantro, chili, magic sauce. The sandwich born in Saigon. Street vendors with their carts, the smell of grilled pork drifting. A $2 meal for kings, quick breakfast, cheap lunch, the food of the common people. Banh mi, the sandwich that crossed oceans, from Saigon to Paris to New York. The world is in love with banh mi, banh mi, banh mi. Crusty bread, soft inside the French Vietnamese fusion, perfect on every corner. Crunch, crunch, banh mi, the crispy bread of Vietnam. Madden calls banh mi and Hoi An, the legend that started it all. But in Saigon, every street corner has its own banh mi version, a national treasure in the sandwich. Egg, cold cuts, grilled chicken, vegetarian with tofu and eggplant. The possibilities are endless, the Vietnamese creativity wrapped in a French baguette. Banh mi, banh mi, the sandwich that crossed oceans, from Saigon to Paris to New York. The world is in love with banh mi, banh mi, banh mi. Crusty bread, soft inside the French Vietnamese fusion, perfect on every corner. Crunch, crunch, banh mi, the crispy bread of Vietnam. Krish rhythm, the sound of crusty bread. Banh mi, a taste of Vietnam. The French left their bread recipe, Vietnamese made it their own. A century of fusion in one perfect sandwich. The banh mi stands for the Vietnamese genius, for taking the best of others and making it uniquely ours. Banh mi, the sandwich that crossed oceans, from Saigon to Paris to New York. The world is in love with banh mi, banh mi, banh mi. Crusty bread, soft inside the French Vietnamese fusion, perfect on every corner. Now it's bite, the crust shatters. Banh mi, perfection. Banh mi. Affection. Banh mi, perfection. Drip, drip, the thin filter pouring. Strong coffee, condensed milk, café suada, the Vietnamese way. Robusta beans from the Central Highlands, dark roast strong as motor oil. A French innovation meets Vietnam's taste. The fin, the metal drip filter, patience rewarded with bold flavors.
Slowly, slowly the coffee drops, a ritual that cannot be rushed. The ice clinks in the glass, condensed milk swirling brown, the first sip of the morning.
Vietnamese coffee, strong and sweet, café suada, the national drink, strong enough to wake the dead, sweet enough to make you smile. Vietnamese coffee, cafe culture, sidewalk plastic stools, watching Saigon pass you by, the perfect Vietnamese moment. Sip, sip, cafe, the slow coffee of Vietnam.
Cafe culture in Saigon, hidden in the alleyways. Old men reading newspapers, students with their textbooks, artists sketching the world, all united by coffee.
The coffee shop is living room, the coffee shop is office, the coffee shop is community center, where every Saigonese is their regular, the stool, their order. Vietnamese coffee, strong and sweet. Café Suada, the national drink, strong enough to wake the dead, sweet enough to make you smile. Vietnamese coffee, cafe culture, sidewalk plastic stools, watching Saigon pass you by, the perfect Vietnamese moment. Jazzy beat, drip, coffee sound, drip, drip, coffee sound, drip, drip, slow Vietnamese time.
The French brought coffee to Vietnam in the 1850s.
Vietnamese made it their own,
Stronger, sweeter,
more addictive.
Café Suada.
Cafe Den, the taste of Saigon mornings, the taste of Vietnamese soul.
A cup of coffee, a moment of peace in a city that never stops.
Final. Vietnamese coffee, strong and sweet. Café Suada, the national drink, strong enough to wake the dead, sweet enough to make you smile. Vietnamese coffee, cafe culture, sidewalk plastic stools, watching Saigon pass you by, the perfect Vietnamese moment. The last drop fall,
The glass is empty.
Tomorrow.
More coffee.
Vietnamese coffee, Vietnamese coffee, Vietnamese coffee, Vietnamese coffee. Drip, drip, the thin filter pouring. Vietnamese coffee.
Silk flowing in the Saigon breeze, tightly fitted tunic, flowing pants, the áo dai. Vietnamese elegance, a dress that tells a nation's story. 18th century, the áo dai evolved from Chinese influenced out to then the modern áo dai. 1930s painter Lemmer designed it for Saigon, the dress of the new Vietnamese woman. Long sleeve tunic to the knees, split sides revealing silk pants. The áo dai in white for students, in red for celebrations, in black for formal occasions. Áo dai, the elegance of Vietnam, a dress that flatters every woman from the rice paddies to the parliament. The áo dai makes us beautiful. Áo dai, the soul of Vietnamese woman, modern tradition, ancient beauty worn for 100 years, a symbol of who we are. Flowing silk, flowing grace, Vietnamese áo dai. Schoolgirls in white áo dai, cycling through Saigon streets, the image of Vietnamese youth on their way to morning class. The áo dai of innocence, wedding áo dai in red and gold, bright shining in their finest silk. Office áo dai in pastels, the professional Vietnamese woman, powerful, elegant, modern. Áo dai, the elegance of Vietnam, a dress that flatters every woman from the rice paddies to the parliament. The áo dai makes us beautiful. Áo dai, the soul of Vietnamese women, modern tradition, ancient beauty worn for 100 years, a symbol of who we are. Soft traditional simplicity, the fabric, the fit, the flow, Vietnamese grace. The áo dai survived the war, the áo dai survived the division. When the country split, the áo dai remained the same dress in North and South, a national symbol that no war could break. In Hanoi, in Saigon, white áo dai students are still the same, the dress of one Vietnam. Áo dai, the elegance of Vietnam, a dress that flatters every woman from the rice paddies to the parliament. The áo dai makes us beautiful. Áo dai, the soul of Vietnamese women, modern tradition, ancient beauty worn for 100 years, a symbol of who ancient Vietnam. Ao Dai, Ao Dai.
9 million motorbikes in Saigon. The roar of two-stroke engines. The honking never stops. The city runs on two wheels. Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Dream. Every brand, every color, every size. Families of four on one bike. The whole city on two wheels. The great Vietnamese motorbike ballet. Morning rush, evening rush, the rivers of motorbikes flowed. Lil Y, me and Hugh, District 1, a continuous stream of humanity on two wheels in leather jackets. Motorbike Symphony of Saigon, the sound of the southern capital. 9 million engines roaring, the rhythm of modern Vietnam. Motorbike Symphony, never ending, the city that runs on two wheels. Through every street and alley, the sound of Saigon lives. Honk, honk, vroom, vroom, the Saigon soundtrack. The XO motorbike taxi, the original ride-share app. Strangers sharing one seat, the driver knowing every shortcut. The city is his office. Delivery drivers with massive loads. Family of 4, parents and 2 kids. Office workers in suits and helmets. Tourists holding on for dear life. Everyone rides in Saigon. Motorbike Symphony of Saigon, the sound of the southern capital. 9 million engines roaring, the rhythm of modern Vietnam. Motorbike Symphony, never ending, the city that runs on two wheels. Through every street and alley, the sound of Saigon lives. Engine sounds, late honking, vroom, vroom, honk, honk. The Saigon rhythm, the motorbike is freedom. The motorbike is Vietnamese, a whole generation grew up on the back of a Honda Dream. First dates, family trips, hospital visits, job interviews, all on the back of a motorbike, the vehicle of Vietnamese life. Motorbike Symphony of Saigon, the sound of the southern capital. 9 million engines roaring, the rhythm of modern Vietnam. Motorbike Symphony, never ending, the city that runs on two wheels. Through every street and alley, the sound of Saigon lives. Saigon, the motorbike city.
The water ripples in the rice paddy, 1,000-year-old art form. Wooden puppets dance on the surface. Moazoi's Nook water puppet show, Vietnam's most ancient theater.
11th century,
Red River Delta,
the farmers invented theater,
shedding waist deep in the water.
manipulating wooden puppets behind bamboo curtains.
The water is the stage, the puppeteers are hidden, the dragons dance on the surface.
The fish leap, the frogs swim, a village festival tradition.
Water puppet show, ancient art, Vietnam's folk theater tradition. Dragons, fairies, farmers, ducks, all dancing on the water. Water puppet show,
Village stories, tales of the rice harvest, legends of old Vietnam.
1,000 years of puppetry.
Splash, splash, the puppets dance.
Ancient water theater.
The legend of the returned sword, the story of the buffalo boy.
The rice planting festival,
Old tales from the countryside are performed on the water.
a live Vietnamese orchestra. The music rises with the puppets.
The wooden dragons spout water, the wooden fish leap from the pond. The countryside comes alive.
Water puppet show, ancient art, Vietnam's folk theater tradition. Dragons, fairies, farmers, ducks, all dancing on the water.
Water puppet show, village stories, tales of the rice harvest, legends of old Vietnam. 1,000 years of puppetry. The music of the rice paddy.
In Saigon, the art form lives on. The Golden Dragon Water Puppet Theater.
Tourists and locals together, watching the ancient stories. The wooden puppets dance. The water reflects the lights, a tradition that survived
1,000 years of war. Water puppet turtle art. Water puppet puppet show. Ancient art, Vietnam's folk theater tradition. Dragons, fairies, farmers, ducks, all dancing on the water. Water puppet show, village stories, tales of the rice harvest, legends of old Vietnam. 1,000 years of puppetry.
The water stills.
The puppets return to the pond. 1,000-year tradition
continues.
Plastic stools on the sidewalk, steam rising from the wok. Vietnamese street food, the soul of Saigon eating. Via hand, the sidewalk culture, where Saigon comes to eat. Tiny tables, low stools, friends gathered around beer. The food comes, the eating begins. Cam tam, broken rice with grilled pork, bunting nerve, vermicelli with grilled meat, hủ tiếu. The southern noodles, soup, chow tom, sugar cane shrimp, street food paradise. Saigon street food, sidewalk symphony, eating in the open air, where everyone is welcome, the great Vietnamese equalizer. Saigon street food, plastic stool culture, where strangers become friends over a bowl of noodles and a cold Saigon beer. Slurp, chew, chat, laugh, the street food ritual. The vendor with the mobile cart, wheeled bicycle, kitchen pushes through the alleys, looking for hungry customers. The call of the street vendor. Bánh xèo, the sizzling crepe, bún bò Huế, the spicy beef noodle soup, usk. The snails of Saigon beer, her fresh draft beer. The street food never ends. Saigon street food, sidewalk symphony, eating in the open air, where everyone is welcome, the great Vietnamese equalizer. Saigon street food, plastic stool culture, where strangers become friends over a bowl of noodles and a cold Saigon beer. Wok sounds, sizzle in oil, sizzle, sizzle in oil. Street food sounds, the music of Saigon. In a fancy restaurant, you might spend $50 on the sidewalk. You eat for two, and the food is just as good, sometimes better. The street vendors learn from their grandmothers, recipes passed down through generations. The street food of Saigon is the soul of the city. Cheap, delicious, communal, the way Vietnam eats. Saigon street food, sidewalk symphony, eating in the open air, where everyone is welcome, the great Vietnamese equalizer. Saigon street food, plastic stool culture, where strangers become friends over a bowl of noodles and a cold Saigon beer. The stools are empty now, tomorrow night they fill again. Sidewalk food, Saigon style.
Born in 1890, a poor village in central Vietnam, a young man who would change history. Ho Chi Minh, the revolutionary, the father of modern Vietnam. Worked as a cook on a French steamship, traveled the world, learned languages, organized Vietnamese abroad, wrote letters to world leaders, demanding independence for his people. In Paris, in Moscow, in China, the young revolutionary learning communism, organizing, finally returning to Vietnam to lead the independence movement. Ho Chi Minh, the father of a nation, reborn in his name, Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh, the dreamer who saw united Vietnam before his body gave out. Ho Chi Minh lives forever. Ho! Ho Chi Minh,
The father of the nation.
ho!
September 2nd, 1945, declared independence, he declared the new nation. Vietnam, the democratic republic standing in Ba Dang Square. The French returned, war began, the Americans followed for 30 years.
Ho Chi Minh led from caves in the highlands, strategic genius, unwavering will. Ho Chi Minh, the father of a nation, reborn in his name, Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh, the dreamer who saw a united Vietnam before his body gave out. Ho Chi Minh lives forever. Ho Chi Minh, the father of American revolutionary spirit. Ho Chi Minh, the father of nation rape, the leader, the father.
He never saw the final victory, died in 1969.
6 years before Saigon fell,
But his body wasn't bombed.
like Lenin, like Mao.
The eternal leader watching over Vietnam.
His name on the southern capital.
His portrait in every government office.
Ho Chi Minh, the founding father of the nation we are today. Ho Chi Minh,
The founding father of the nation we are today.
Ho Chi Minh, the father of a nation, reborn in his name, Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh, the dreamer who saw a united Vietnam before his body gave out. Ho Chi Minh lives forever.
The eternal leader, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam.
Small men, small tunnels, the Cu Chi tunnel rats. Vietnamese farmers who became soldiers, fighting the mightiest army on earth from underground fortresses.
Some of the tunnels were only 60 centimeters wide. The tunnel rats crawled on their bellies, carrying weapons twice their size.
Fighting American G's in close combat, the most terrifying warfare in history.
Bamboo spike traps,
Hidden in the walls,
pitfalls, swinging bamboo knives.
snake pits, scorpion traps. The Cu Chi tunnel rats knew every weapon, every trap.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
The smallest soldiers in the longest war,
fighting for their country.
in the darkness of the earth.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
You held the line underground. The American army could not find you. The Vietnamese spirit could not be crushed.
hide, fight.
Survive the tunnel rat's way. The American B-52s bombed the surface, napalm burning the jungle. But below,
The tunnel rats survived,
cooking,
sleeping,
fighting,
living in a world without sunlight.
women fighters, some as young as 15, carrying rice and ammunition through miles of narrow tunnels, never complaining, never surrendering. The courage of Vietnamese women.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
The smallest soldiers in the longest war,
fighting for their country.
in the darkness of the earth.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
You held the line underground.
the American army could not find you.
The Vietnamese spirit could not be crushed.
Heavy military drums, jungle sounds, the tunnels of Cu Chi.
Where the war was won.
The Cu Chi tunnel rats were farmers, forced to become soldiers, defending their homeland with whatever they had.
Bamboo, dirt, human ingenuity against the most powerful military in the history of the world. The tunnel rats won, not by killing Americans, but by refusing to die, by surviving, by being Vietnamese. Final chords.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
The smallest soldiers in the longest war,
fighting for their country.
in the darkness of the earth.
Tunnel rats of Cu Chi,
You held the line underground.
the American army could not find you.
The Vietnamese spirit could not be crushed.
Cu Chi,
The tunnels, the rats, the victory. The mighty Mekong flowing south through Cambodia into Vietnam, branching into 9 dragons, the Kulong, the mother river feeding the rice paddies of the south. Kai Rang flowed in market at dawn, Boats piled high with pineapples, watermelons, sweet potatoes. The wholesale market on the water where farmers and merchants meet. The Mekong Delta, the Rice Bowl, feeding all of Vietnam. 1 million hectares of paddy, 2 crops a year, sometimes 3. The most fertile land in the country.
Mekong Delta, calling Saigon, the river that feeds the city. Floating markets and river like the southern soul of Vietnam. Mekong Delta, where the river ends, branching into the South China Sea. The 9th dragon of Vietnam, the heart of the southern heartland.
The water flows, the rice grows, the Mekong calls. Mango orchards along the river, pomelos hanging heavy, coconut palms swaying in the breeze. The Mekong Delta, garden of Vietnam, feeding the whole nation. Sampan boats, family homes, children swimming in the muddy water. Fish farms and flooded rice paddies, a unique way of life. The Mekong Delta people.
Mekong Delta, calling Saigon, the river that feeds the city. Floating markets and river like the southern soul of Vietnam. Mekong Delta, where the river ends, branching into the South China Sea. The 9th dragon of Vietnam, the heart of the southern heartland. Soulful melody, water lapping.
The Mekong flows, the rice grows, Vietnam's heart. From the Tibetan plateau, 3,000 kilometers, the Mekong travels through China, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, then into Vietnam, branching into 9 mouths, the Kulong, 9 dragons, where the river becomes the sea. The greatest river of Southeast Asia, flowing to Saigon, feeding the city, the eternal provider.
Mekong Delta, calling Saigon, the river that feeds the city. Floating markets and river like the southern soul of Vietnam. Mekong Delta, where the river ends, branching into the South China Sea. The 9th dragon of Vietnam, the heart of the southern heartland.
The Mekong flows, the water remembers, the Delta lives. Vietnam.
The Saigon River flows from the south to the sea. A journey through history, a journey through the city, the artery of Saigon. Before the French came, the river was the highway. Boats from Cambodia, from China, the original commerce of Saigon. Before the streets, the river was life. Ben Hue Port, the heart of the river, cargo ships loading and unloading, warehouses along the waterfront, the colonial trade in rubber and rice, the river that made Saigon rich. Saigon River journey from the city to the sea, the river that shaped everything, the commerce, the culture, the soul. Saigon River journey floating through history, from ancient kingdoms to the modern mega city. The Saigon River flows forever. The river flows, the river remembers Saigon. The water taxi crosses from District 1 to Thu Duc, the new urban development rising across the river. The future, Saigon expanding into the water. Sunset over the Saigon River, cruise boats with tourists watching the city skyline glow. The Bitexco Tower reflected the river and the city together. Saigon River journey from the city to the sea, the river that shaped everything, the commerce, the culture, the soul. Saigon River journey floating through history, from ancient kingdoms to the modern mega city. The Saigon River flows forever. Soft ambient melody, water sound, so the city grows. The journey continues. My grandfather came up the river in a sampan from the Mekong, seeking his fortune in Saigon. The river brought him and millions like him. The river carries the hopes of the south, from the rice fields to the city, from the country to the coast. The Saigon River journey, the eternal flow of Vietnamese life. Saigon River journey from the city to the sea, the river that shaped everything, the commerce, the culture, the soul. Saigon River journey floating through history, from ancient kingdoms to the modern mega city. The Saigon River flows forever. The river reaches the sea, Saigon's gift to the ocean. The journey Nguyen Hue Walking Street, Boy Viêm Backpacker Central, the nightlife of Saigon.
The neon flickers on beer signs, cafe signs, hotel signs, Vietnamese, English, Korean, Japanese. The international city, the southern capital of dreams.
Beer towers and buckets, beer hurry at the street corner, tourists and locals mixing, the great Vietnamese melting pot. District 1 after dark, District 1 lights, neon dreams, Saigon comes alive at night. The southern city that never sleeps, bars, clubs, music, dancing. District 1 lights, Boy Viet nights, where every night is a Friday. The international soul, the southern heartbeat.
Drink, dance, laugh, live, District 1 style. Boy Viet Street, the backpacker highway, Bia her at 2000 dong. Plastic stoves on the sidewalk, meeting travelers from every nation, the world in one street.
Nguyen Hue Walking Street, the new pedestrian boulevard. Young Vietnamese couples, families, walking under the LED lights. The modern Saigon. District 1 lights, neon dreams, Saigon comes alive at night. The southern city that never sleeps, bars, clubs, music, dancing. District 1 lights, Boy Viet nights, where every night is a Friday. The international soul, the southern heartbeat. Ooh.
Drink, dance, laugh, never sleeps. Energy, urban beat. District 1, the music, the people.
In District 1, you can be anyone.
A tourist,
A local, a business person.
the streets accept everyone.
The lights shine on every face, this is modern Vietnam. Open to the world, proud of its past, excited about the future.
District 1 is the showcase,
The window of Saigon to the world. District 1 lights, neon dreams, Saigon comes alive at night. The southern city that never sleeps, bars, clubs, music, dancing. District 1 lights, Boy Viet nights, where every night is a Friday. The international soul, the southern heartbeat. The lights stay on, District 1 never sleeps, Saigon. Tropical rain on the streets of Saigon, puddles reflecting neon lights, motorbikes in yellow raincoats, the Saigon Rain Symphony. May to November, the rainy season. The afternoon downpours, the air suddenly cooler, the streets suddenly alive. The smell of wet asphalt, Louis Mura, rain in Vietnamese and French, the same wet streets, the same Saigon rain, falling for 100 years. Rain on motorbikes to Saigon, yellow raincoats, red brake lights, the city dressed in water, the puddles reflect in the sky. Rain on motorbikes, Saigon, the most beautiful rain in Asia, the tropical downpour that washes the city clean. Pitter patter, splash splash, the Saigon rain song. The motorbike rider in the rain, no stopping, only continuing. Slowly, carefully, but always moving. The Saigon rain doesn't stop traffic, just makes it slower. More beautiful couples huddled under one raincoat, office workers with umbrellas, children splashing in the puddles. The Saigon rain brings out the smiles and the playfulness. Rain on motorbikes of Saigon, yellow wrinkles, red brake lights, the city dressed in water, the puddles reflecting the sky. Rain on motorbikes, Saigon, the most beautiful rain in Asia, the tropical downpour that washes the city clean. Pitter patter, drip drop, the tropical rain of Saigon. The French colonial poets wrote about the Saigon rain, the tropical downpour. The writers of the 1930s, the new poetry, they all sang of the Saigon rain. It inspired the most beautiful verses. Now tourists photograph it, locals complain about it, but everyone secretly loves the Saigon rain. The afternoon gift, the tropical blessing. Rain on motorbikes of Saigon, yellow raincoats, red brake lights. A city dressed in water, the puddles reflecting the sky. Rain on motorbikes, Saigon, the most beautiful rain in Asia. The tropical downpour that washes the city clean. The rain stops, the sun returns. Saigon shines, the puddles evaporate. The rain remembers.
Nguyen Hue Street, the backpacker central. 100 bars in one block, the international youth of Saigon converging on the neon street. Nguyen Hue was a quiet street until the backpackers discovered. Now it's a river of beer and noise. Every night from dusk to dawn, the world comes to party in Saigon. Australian, German, American, Korean, Japanese, British, Vietnamese students on holiday, all sharing the same plastic stools. The international vibe of Vietnam. Nguyen Hue Walking Street, the party, the backpacker highway of Vietnam. Beer buckets, neon lights, BR at 3,000 dong. Nguyen Hue, the global street where every nationality meets. The southern party capital, Saigon's international soul. Drink, dance, scream, laugh, Nguyen Hue style. The street performers, the break dancers, the fire eaters, the magicians. Vietnamese youth learning English, backpackers learning Vietnamese. The great culture exchange. The food vendors doing brisk business, buying chan room, Vietnamese pizza. Beer her flowing like water. The economy of Nguyen Hue, a street of dreams. Nguyen Hue Walking Street, the party, the backpacker highway of Vietnam. Beer buckets, neon lights, beer her at 3,000 dong. Nguyen Hue, the global street where every nationality meets. The southern party capital, Saigon's international soul. Upbeat, EDM, street sounds. Beer bottles, music, laughter. Nguyen Hue at midnight. Critics say Nguyen Hue is too much, too loud, too western, too tourist. But the street is also Vietnamese. The vendors are Vietnamese. The beer is Vietnamese. The energy is Vietnamese. Nguyen Hue Saigon, open to the world, proud of itself. The street that accepts everyone. The southern party's home. Nguyen Hue Walking Street, the party, the backpacker highway of Vietnam. Beer buckets, neon lights, beer her at 3,000 dong. Nguyen Hue, the global street where every nationality meets. The southern party capital, Saigon's international soul. The dawn breaks, Nguyen Hue quiets down, but the night will return. The street never dies. 4 a.m. At Ben Thanh Market, the wet market opens before dawn. Vendors arriving with fresh fish, the city waking up slowly. Saigon's daily renewal. The first trucks arrive at 3 a.m. Fish from the coast, vegetables from Dalat. The wholesale market is already busy, haggling in the early morning dark. The unsung heroes of Saigon. The wet market, the real market, not for tourists, for Saigonese, where the city gets its food every morning without fail. The supply chain of life. Ben Thanh sunrise, the awakening, the market that feeds the city. 4 a.m. The vendors come, the fish arrives, the vegetables too. Ben Thanh sunrise, daily ritual. The city begins at the market. Before the sun, before the tourists, the real Saigon wakes up here. Haggling voices in the dark, the market awakens. The pork seller, the fishmonger, the vegetable lady, the fruit man. Generations of market families, their grandparents sold here, their children will sell here too. 5 a.m. The sun begins to rise, the market is fully alive now. Buyers, sellers, motorbike deliveries. The wet market never stops moving until noon, then a brief rest. Ben Thanh sunrise, the awakening, the market that feeds the city. 4 a.m. the vendors come, the fish arise, the vegetables too. Ben Thanh sunrise, daily ritual, the city begins at the market. Before the sun, before the tourist, the real Saigon wakes up here. Soft acoustic, market ambience. Soft acoustic, market ambience.
Dawn, the market, the city.
Saigon awakens. The Ben Thanh wet market is the real Vietnam. Not the polished tourist version, but the working, sweating, haggling Vietnamese of the South. These vendors, these motorbike deliveries, the smell of fish, the bundles of herbs, the authentic Saigon, the Saigon that never sleeps, that wakes up before dawn to feed the city. Ben Thanh sunrise, the awakening, the market that feeds the city. 4 a.m. the vendors come, the fish arrives, the vegetables too. Ben Thanh sunrise, daily ritual, the city begins at the market. Before the sun, before the tourist, the real Saigon wakes up here. The sun rises, the market continues, Saigon awakens, another day begins.
The sun sets over the Saigon River, pink and gold reflecting the water. The cruise boats beginning their journey, Saigon's golden hour. 6 p.m. on the river, the temperature finally cools. Couples walking the promenade, the city ending tonight. A moment of peace in busy Saigon. The Bay Texco Tower catching the last light, the landmark 81 across the river. The skyline turning gold, the Saigon River like liquid amber, the most beautiful hour. Saigon River at dusk, the golden hour of the South. The river and the city reflecting in perfect harmony. Saigon River at dusk, a moment of Vietnamese beauty. The water remembers everything, the water forgets nothing. The sun sets, the river glows, Saigon sighs. The lovers by the water's edge, the vendors selling lotus flowers, small offerings to the river, the simple rituals of Vietnamese life, the eternal Saigon. The motorbike still roaring past, the horn still honking on the bridge, but here by the water for a brief golden moment, the city becomes soft. Saigon River at dusk, the golden hour of the South. The river and the city reflecting in perfect harmony. Saigon River at dusk, a moment of Vietnamese beauty. The water remembers everything, the water forgets nothing. Soft bossa nova, river sound. The water, the light, the moment. Saigon at golden hour. The Saigon River has seen it all. The French colonial ships arriving, the American helicopters leaving, the North Vietnamese tanks crossing. Now just tourists on cruise boats and local couples on a promenade. The river flows on through all of Saigon's history, the eternal witness, the gentle keeper of memories. The Saigon River at dusk, Saigon River at dusk, the golden hour of the South. The river and the city reflecting in perfect harmony. Saigon River at dusk, a moment of Vietnamese beauty. The water remembers everything, the water forgets nothing. The last light fades, the city lights take over. The Saigon River flows into the night.
In
Saigon, the city that never sleeps. Late night folk vendors, the soul of the night. The clubs have closed, Buoy View is cleaning up, but the real Saigon comes alive. The graveyard shift workers, the lovers, the dreamers, the full vendor in District 1, hot broth, fresh noodles. The night construction workers building tomorrow's Saigon at 2 in the morning. Saigon at 2 a.m., the city of night owls. The phone never closes, the coffee never stops. Saigon at 2 a.m., the southern insomniacs. Motorbike headlights on empty streets, the river flowing in the dark. 2 a.m., quiet, the city hums. Saigon. The 24-hour convenience store, the Circle K, the Family Mart, always open, always lit. The international soul of Saigon, open at 2 a.m. The motorbike taxi driver sleeping on his bike, waiting for the late night crowd. The economy never sleeps, neither does Saigon. Saigon at 2 a.m., the city of night owls. The phone never closes, the coffee never stops. Saigon at 2 a.m., the southern insomniacs. Motorbike headlights on empty streets, the river flowing in the dark. Late night jazz, urban solitude. 2 a.m., the quiet hum of Saigon. Some cities sleep,
Saigon does not.
the hospital workers, the taxi drivers, the full vendors, the security guards,
the lovers,
the writers, the dreamers, all awake at 2 a.m. The great Vega midnight, when the city reveals itself to those who stay up late. The Saigon after midnight, the Saigon of poets and lovers, the Saigon of lonely hearts. Saigon at 2 a.m., Saigon at 2 a.m., the city of night owls. The phone never closes, the coffee never stops. Saigon at 2 a.m., the southern insomniacs. Motorbike headlights on empty streets, the river flowing in the dark. The first birds sing, the morning approaches, but Saigon doesn't sleep. It just gets quieter for a few hours, then starts again.
Saigon then, Saigon now. From French colony to megacity, 300 years of transformation. The southern capital, the eternal city. Ho Chi Minh City. 1862, the French came, built the cathedral, the opera house, wide boulevards and European cafes. The little Paris of the Orient, Saigon of the colonial era. Then the war came, bombing, fighting, division. Saigon became a military capital. American G is on every corner. The Saigon of the war years. Saigon then and now, 3 centuries of change. From rice paddies to skyscrapers, from bicycles to motorbikes. Saigon then and now, the eternal southern city. Saigon of the French, Saigon of the Americans. Ho Chi Minh City of the Vietnamese. Then now, Saigon transforms. The reunification palace still stands. The War Remnants Museum remembers. Notre-Dame still rings her bells. The market still feeds the city. Some things never change, but the Biteco Tower rises. The landmark 81 pierces the sky. The metro lines being built, the city growing exponentially. The Saigon of the future. Saigon then and now, 3 centuries of change. From rice paddies to skyscrapers, from bicycles to motorbikes. Saigon then and now, the eternal southern city. Saigon of the French, Saigon of the Americans. Ho Chi Minh City of the Vietnamese. The past, the present, Saigon. My grandmother lived through all of it. French colonialism, Japanese occupation, the American War, the fall of Saigon, the difficult years after 1975. Now she watches her grandchildren riding motorbikes to school, using smartphones, going to university. She says, Saigon has changed so much, but then she smiles. Saigon is still Saigon. The southern soul remains, the food, the spirit, the stubbornness, the Saigon that survives everything. The Saigon of the past, the Saigon of the present, the Saigon of the future. Saigon then and now, 3 centuries of change. From rice paddies to skyscrapers, from bicycles to motorbikes. Saigon then and now, the eternal southern city. Saigon of the French, Saigon of the Americans, Ho Chi Minh City of the Vietnamese. Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. The same city, the same people, forever.
Saigon,
Saigon,
the southern capital,
the city of 9 million dreams. Ho Chi Minh City,
forever. The eternal southern heart.
from the first rice paddies to the Bitexco Tower, from the wooden sampans to the modern cargo ships, the Saigon of 1,000 years. Vietnamese, French, Chinese, American, all left their marks, but Saigon remains Vietnamese. The southern soul, the stubborn southern heart. Saigon forever, the city that survives everything. Floods, wars, divisions. Saigon forever. Ho Chi Minh City named again, but the soul remains Saigon forever. The southern capital of dreams, the Mekong-fed megacity, the eternal southern heart. Forever Saigon, forever southern, forever Vietnamese. The faux vendors on every corner, the motorbikes in endless streams, the Audi in the morning light, the Audi in the evening breeze, the Saigon of all of us. The students in their white Audi, the grandmother selling vegetables, the tourists in Bui Viet, the business people in Bitexco, all Saigon, all Vietnamese. Saigon forever, the city that survives everything. Floods, wars, divisions. Saigon forever. Ho Chi Minh City named again, but the soul remains Saigon forever. The southern capital of dreams, the Mekong-fed megacity, the eternal southern heart. More fighters, more fighters. Saigon, Saigon, Saigon. When I am old, when I am gone, Saigon will still be here. The river's still flowing, the motorbike still humming, the foe's still being served, the bells of Notre-Dame still ringing, the market of Ben Thanh still feeding, the river of Saigon still flowing to the South China Sea. Saigon, the eternal, the southern capital, the Vietnamese soul, the city I love, the city I will always love. Saigon, Saigon forever, the city that survives everything. Floods, wars, divisions. Saigon forever. Ho Chi Minh City named again, but the soul remains Saigon forever. The southern capital of dreams, the Mekong-fed megacity, the eternal southern heart.